Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to the Good News Radio. So we are coming to you live from the Foundation of Goodness's Sinigama Center of Excellence with another edition of the Good News Radio. And today is Saturday, the 28th of June, and we will be here till 5 p.m.
හොඳයි එහෙනම් අපි සූදානම් වෙනවා දවසේ අපේ පළවෙනි සෙග්මන්ට් එකට යන්න. සූදානම් good volunteer සෙග්මන්ට් එක අපි බලමු අද දවසේ කවුද මේ සෙග්මන්ට් එකත් එක්ක අපිත් එක්ක එකතු වෙන්න කියලා.
So, ladies and gentlemen, hope you're having a lovely Saturday afternoon. And today, as we step on to our first segment, so we're missing Kushil today in the studio as he's occupied today with a very personal matter instead of actually a personal funeral, which he had to attend. So we are missing Kushil here today. Nevertheless, we will have an interesting segment and an interesting edition or an episode of the Good News Radio. So as we step on to our first segment, we have a lovely guest here with us at the studio. She is Akshaya Selvaraju. Am I correct? Okay, right. Okay, so I can introduce her. So she is, but I think it would be very nice if she introduced herself. But very briefly, she is a master's student right now studying at the University of Tokyo. And she has a very interesting heritage. I would like her to explain that. But more importantly, she has some sort of heritage with Sri Lanka, but this is the first ever time she's stepping to the land of Sri Lanka in her 24 or 25 years, and so that makes it very, very interesting. And I would first like to ask her to introduce herself. So she's originally from India and she's residing in UK. So over to you to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Akshaya Selvaraju. I was born and raised in the UK. I'm currently living in Tokyo as a master student. And my heritage, my parents are Indian Tamil, they're from Tamil Nadu. But my mum's cousin is, Murali Mama.
So the famous, who she calls Murali Mama, is the world-renowned, highest wicket taker in the entire world in Test cricket. 800 Test wickets, no one has touched. So none other than Muttaya Muralidharan, Sri Lanka's pride. But of course, to her, he's Murali Mama.
Yeah. So that's my heritage, I guess. So Indian technically, but a lot of my family are here in Sri Lanka. But this is my first time here, and it's been amazing.
So let's talk about that. What made you come to Sri Lanka after all these years, and how is your first visit going so far?
I've wanted to come here for so long. Like my mama, like Murali Mama's mom, like she's always been telling me to come, and it just never came about. Like living in the UK as well, it's so far. It was just difficult. And now that I'm in Japan, and when I was trying to explore what to do for my master's research, I just got really interested, reading more and more into Sri Lanka, and then everything kind of lined up, and now I'm here.
And how is your first visit going? What do you feel about it?
It's been amazing. It's so beautiful here. Like, it's been incredible. I've only been here like a week so far, and I've got to go to Colombo, to Jaffna, to Kandy, and now here in Sinigama. Like, and each place is just incredible. The food's amazing.
You've done a lot in 1 week.
Yeah. It's been busy, but like amazing, like such an amazing experience.
Glad to hear. So you said that you visited Jaffna for some research purposes as well. So maybe you can tell us a little bit about the visit and also about your research. Would love to hear.
So my master's research I'm still working on it, but is currently on like institutional power dynamics within fishery communities. And I've decided to focus on Delft Island, partly, like, Kushal himself, like, he was like, oh, we're opening a center here. It might be an interesting place for you to, because I'd already spoken to him a bit about my research. It might be interesting to pursue it there. Read more and more about it. And then, I got the opportunity to go there just a few days ago, drove up to Jaffna, spent one night there, then the next day, a whole day at Delft, got to speak to a lot of people, a lot of fishing associations, and learnt a lot. It was amazing. Got to take the ferry an hour and a half out from the mainland to go to the island, which was its own experience. And then, one more night there, and then I came back down.
And did you travel alone? How was the whole experience like?
I did, just like me and the driver, but it was amazing. I know it was so cool. I met with some people at the foundation when I arrived at Jaffna who helped show me around. I got to speak to some professors at the University of Jaffna who were obviously have a better understanding of the specific context, and I learned a lot from them. That was such a good opportunity. And then they took me to Delft, and then I got to visit the new center that just opened there as well.
Lovely. So overall, I think you've had a great experience in Sri Lanka, as in your own words.
Yeah.
So great to hear about Jaffna. So how did you communicate? Was it through Tamil? Do you know?
Because I'm Indian Tamil, it's a bit different, obviously.
The dialect is different. Yeah.
I can understand it reasonably, well. My speaking isn't that great because, growing up, I grew up in the UK, and mostly, I understand Tamil quite well. My speaking isn't that great, but I'm trying to improve. So I would just understand and kind of ask for help when I wanted to ask things, or if I couldn't say it myself, or if I needed some help understanding certain things.
Okay, lovely. But I guess that's the beauty of communication. You don't really need to know that one specific language fully, as long as you can very briefly get your idea across somehow.
Yeah.
And so your research topic I thought was also very, very interesting. And I understand that you're still at the very early stages of it, but would like to know what made you pick that research topic, and also what have you learned and found so far?
The way it came about is when I did an exchange year in Tokyo whilst I was doing my undergraduate degree. Which is why I decided to do a master's there. And in just one of my classes there, it was a class on peace building projects and things. And I just had to write a mock project proposal. And during that time, it was the economic crisis, and I saw some articles about fishermen in Mullaitivu who couldn't afford their oil for their fishing boats, and they couldn't go out. So I was thinking, if that makes fishery there kind of an unreliable source of food, because a lot of people were struggling to put food on the plate. So I was thinking, well, I guess aquaculture is an option. I wonder if they've thought about, there's lagoons there, I wonder if they've thought of putting aquaculture there. And then so I wrote that project proposal, and then I ended up reading more and more about how a lot of past reports have outlined a lot of areas in the north and northeast as being potential sites for aquaculture development, but it hasn't really come about. And then just reading more about that, the institutions involved, why certain developments haven't occurred, and then now reading into Delft and the problems they're facing with Indian encroachment. I don't know, there's so many layers to it, and I think just wanting to unpack that is kind of how my research has gotten to where it is now.
Very interesting, and I'm sure that at the end of it, you will learn about so many new topics and present something very, very useful to not the country, but the world actually, because it's all about institutional frameworks, and very interesting, I must say, and actually look forward to seeing you complete it and hopefully read it someday.
I hope it meets expectations.
When do you hope to complete?
So I'll be doing I'll be coming back here in November, December time to do my main field work and things, and then I should be completing it July to September is when I graduate, so it will be done by September next year for sure.
And also the foundation will be somewhat part of it. So,
Yeah.
very happy about that as well. I think something Kushal mentions is I think there have been 2 students so far who's done their master's research on the foundation. I'm not sure if the exact number, but on the journey, on the story, how it came, how it was built up to this level. So I think there has been a research done on the foundation itself. And then now great to see you doing your research on a completely different area, but with support and somewhat in collaboration with the foundation as well.
It's been, honestly, without the foundation, I don't know if I could have done anywhere near as much as I've done or come to where I am now. And I'm so grateful. Like, I think I've learned a lot, and it's really like broadened like what I could even thought I could explore in my research. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the core principles of the foundation is to support with education for a lot of rural communities, and that's Kushal's main idea is how to bridge the urban-rural divide by supporting a lot of students with free education. And while we are doing some great work there, glad to see that we are also able to connect students like you from like Tokyo University also to provide a student like you that opportunity as well to conduct that type of research. Perhaps otherwise, which would have been very difficult for you to come again because of the institutional frameworks, I must say. Yeah.
It's, so like just giving me so many opportunities. I'm, very grateful. Yeah.
And also, so it's your first time at the foundation as well.
Yes.
I think we have a few, maybe 3 of our young radio hosts as well. Maybe I'll give it a chance for them to ask 1 or 2 questions as well.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I'm sure you came here for the first time, and so far, what do you think about the Foundation of Goodness and its improvements? Like, what's the thing that came to your mind once you came here?
Just, I don't know. I feel like I've read like a lot of like the pamphlets and things, like seen like the visuals of like the data and stats, but like coming here has just been like seeing it all in person and like really like the people behind it, and like you can really feel that everyone like there's so much warmth here, I feel like, and that it's been really like, I don't know, like touching. Like it really has. Like I feel like today's been such an inspiring day for me. I think seeing the work that's done here, like in person, in action, like you can really see like people growing in different ways. People like the people wanting to learn, like the curiosity and like the drive. It's like, it's just inspiring, like in so many ways. Like it makes me want to work harder just in everything. Like, it's just, I feel like feeling that you have to be here to like really feel that.
So you said you traveled some around Sri Lanka, like Kandy, Jaffna, Colombo. So what is your personal thought about how people treat when someone abroad is coming, and did anyone thought you were just a normal Sri Lankan?
I mean, I think hospitality is just amazing. I think also it's just part of the culture here. Like, I think we're a warm people. I know South Asians. Like, I think being just hospitable people is part of it. But I think, especially when I was like going up north and when I was in Kandy, a lot of people were like, "Oh, Indian," because I was dressed very like, I had like, you know, like what I wear in India. Like I looked very Indian Tamil, so I feel like they could clock that I was like, some people thought I was like from Jaffna, but like I think me and my like chudidar and my binyan and everything, and that was always a bit awkward when like someone speaks to me in like proper like Yapan and Tamil, and I was like, oh, I don't know how to respond appropriately, or I'd say something and they'd be like, huh? Like, I didn't expect you to sound like that. But also I was traveling with family, so I guess maybe my experience is a bit different because I was with local people. But honestly, yeah, great. Everyone's amazing. Everyone's been so lovely.
I have one question.
Yeah.
You had said that you have do a research in Jaffna. So the question is, when you are doing the research in Jaffna, where did you visit in Jaffna, and what is the result of the research?
I didn't visit that much because it was so busy. I had like meeting after meeting kind of, and then the day in Delft was like a whole day thing. So unfortunately I didn't get to see a lot of the sites. They're definitely saved on my phone of where I want to go because I know I'm coming back, so I don't feel too sad about it because I know I'm going to come back for a while and I get to see all these places. Because I also didn't get to eat crab, which I'm so upset about. I was really wanting to have some, but I will come back and I will do all that. And the result from my research is, I guess it's helping me like kind of reformulate my research plan, work out exactly what I want to find out more about, like what's like feasible, like what will be able to find out about. Just getting a better sense of like from the local people themselves, like what they feel like is the struggles in their life and like what problems they feel like needs to be addressed. And like hearing it from a person, like you get a way better understanding of where they're coming from and like, yeah, about their lives. And like, that's what I'm focusing on. I'm focusing on like these communities. So like you need to hear it from them, right? So yeah, I learned a lot from that.
Great to hear. And I had one more question because we discussed about how you had a very interesting lineage and heritage towards Sri Lanka and how you've grown up in UK, but also your parents are both from India. So sort of very multicultural in that sense. And what are your thoughts on it?
I think it's interesting. I think learning... my parents always told me that like my privilege is like growing up with two cultures, like learning about Indian culture from my parents and then growing up in the UK, is that you take the good things from your cultures and like you that's what you put in your life. Like you get better perspective and you don't follow things blindly as well. And like you should just take these good things. So I think like just in general, like if experiencing different cultures, you can, I don't know, it like can broaden your like worldview. So for me, yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of things I learned about like respect and that I definitely learned from being Tamil and things like that they stick with me even though I always grew up in the UK and things. And I don't know, I think, and now I live in Japan, which is a whole nother layer. I don't know. Sorry. It's a bit of a hard question to answer, but I'm grateful. I think like you learn a lot from being in like this like multicultural environments. Yeah. Yeah,
I think you've gotten such a broad experience from the west to the south to now the east. So yeah, probably one of the few people who have that holistic experience. And I completely understand. I think it's like there are quite a different layers, many different sides to it. I think like we discussed, while it's great to be multicultural, sometimes when you're in a country that is not predominantly your home country, then there's a different way to navigate that, and there are many different like layers to it. Growing up, many different things you can feel about it as opposed to living at your home country. But at the same time, of course, there are perks like having better opportunities, better quality of life, etc., etc. So I completely understand. But I'm glad now that you finally got to come to Sri Lanka and experience that side as well.
Yeah.
And great to see you enjoying that. And look forward to seeing you again when you come, I think, in November?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And that would be for a longer time as well. Yes. Right, so look forward to that. Maybe you can come and stay at the foundation here as well for a few days.
I would love to, if you'll have me.
That would be great. I think Kusha would love to, no doubt. So thank you very much for joining
Thank you
us
so
at
much.
the Good News Radio, and more thanks for visiting Sinigama, and definitely hope to see you again soon.
Okay, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, and with that we come to the end of our first segment. Thank you so much to our lovely guest for joining in, and thank you to all of you for tuning in. With that, the time right now is 2:27 p.m. and we will be here at the Good News Radio till 5 p.m. and we have quite a few segments lined up for you. We will be right back with you after this quick musical break.